岡正さん。
彼はずっと自分のサイトで英語でボーカロイドの曲を発信する方なので、ぜひアクセスしてみてください。
So he's really done some amazing things with vocaloid characters, and I encourage you to check out his site, Oka Masaru.
もう一曲
One more song called Canada. Me and Seaside did this before.
Another song here is based on a Japanese traditional folk singing called Minyo.
これでボーカロイドの歌唱力がちょっと上がります。
So with this, you can really see the power, the singing power of vocaloid software.
ちょっとイントロが長いですね。
This is a long introduction.
奄美大島という奄美ランガというアイランドですね。小さな島なんですけども、そこに伝わる民謡なんですね。
So this is a song from a small island called Amamio Shina. Amamio Island.
こんな歌も歌ってますね。
So this kind of song is also something vocaloid. And now, what you've been waiting for.
英語も歌いますよ。
She also doing nail.
Oh God.
Oh. Not very good at English. Please help her sing English better.
で、そろそろ最後の話になりますけども、こうやって日本人は日本の指導者たちが懸命にこの4年間初音ミクにいろんな思いを込めて歌わせてきました。
So I'm getting towards the end of my presentation, and we'll open up for Q&A shortly after that. But you can see how over 4 years the Japanese have really been working very hard and diligently making songs for Miku.
で、この演習場にこの後見ていただくそのミクノポリスのコンサートがあるわけですね。
And you'll also, after the Q&A, you'll be able to see this concert, Mikunopolis.
で、初音ミクはこれまで、主に日本人だったんですけども、日本人が、日本のファンと日本のクリエイターが、みんなで作り上げてきたキャラクターであり、存在なんですね。
So the thing about Miku is that she really is a character that fans, that all the people have made themselves.
で、この先は今日きっかけにして、今日起点にして、この先は皆さんと一緒にこの初音ミクをどうか作っていただければと思います。
So, and although it's been Japanese people who've been the emphasis in making this kind of character in music in the past, that I hope today is an opportunity for people here and in the U.S. as well to make Miku too.
で、なので最初にお見せした初音ミクのキャラクターどれが本物かという話が実は全てが本物なんです。
So that's why I began my talk with this question of which is the real Hatsune Miku character, and the answer is they're all real.
この先皆さんの初音ミクを作っていただければそれも本物ですから。
So if you make your own Hatsune Miku song and images, that's the original, that's the authentic version as well.
はい、以上です。
That's it. Thank you very much. Just a brief comment from Minara-san. Sorry, forgive me for doing my duty as a governor. Just sorry. So maybe you guys. Why don't you explain again where you're from? Because people came in late. So I am now in the division of creative industry in Ministry of Economic Trade and Industry and Japanese government, and I'm in charge of promoting creative industries such as these in Japan to the world. And so we think that the Japanese culture and the coolness of the Japanese culture we think that is long been understood as a kind of closed system, like they are just for Japanese, and it is closed, and Japan is all so on its own. But we think that the Japanese culture and Japanese pop culture should open up to the globe and to the world. So we think that it is great if many people from the world are going to participate in this kind of entertainment culture from Japan. Thank you. And one more stuff is, please visit Japan, okay? If you guys find this product attractive, you can only buy it in Japan.
Yeah, we were opening up here.
So from Japan, he brought three copies of this CD, which is a kind of latest version of Masatama-san. So there are three. So we have a kind of present for three of the participants here. Okay, later.
All right, good. Let's switch to you. Sit here and try to Okay, and we're going to welcome Ito-san up as well. An extra one, even. Excellent. So there. This is on. So we're welcome. A reminder that the keynote lecture will be tomorrow at 3 to 5 p.m. Featuring the president of Krypton Future Media, which is helped create this platform that's remarkable success in Japan and around the world. But he will say brief comments.
CEO of Future Media. We calculated has Miku and other vocal software. And as Miku and it phenomenon is so new. And so I'm trying to find some way to develop new business and new some kind of culture. Between it's kind of culture, some kind of vibe and both culture and business. Anyway, I'm very happy to have this opportunity to show such a new phenomenon which happened in Japan. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So we'd like to take a few minutes now and have some question and answer, and we'll do the best we can. Please, let's start up here.
Hi. So I've heard.
Why don't you stand up and speak loud? It's hard for people to hear.
I've heard rumors that there will be an English version of Miku. Is this? Can you give any comments about that?
そうですね。
Yes, it's still under development, but they're working hard, and I'm sure this kind of turnout is encouraging. Good. What else? Let's go front here first.
I went to Japan last year, and
Big voice.
last year I was in Japan and I bought Mikunopolis while I was there. But I found like there's a real voice feature, like you can use like singing would help with the actual with Miko singing. Does that actually work, and how did you do that?
I don't know. Mikunopolis is from a different company.
Okay, I'm glad we got that sorted out. How is it controlled? Is she a puppet that goes with the voice? Is it a MIDI file with text? How do you get the articulation of the voice? Is there more degrees of freedom than just the note? How do you get the expression into the voice when you script out the Miku song?
It's a technical question. どうやってミクの声のトーンっていうのを調整に
アートで、教授者にリセットしてから、パラメータがあるんです。それを調整しながら、こいつを調整しますが、基本的には、普通の音楽のソフトウェアと同じで、ピアノロールっていう画面に、歌詞とメロディーを、打ち込んでいきます。でその、打ち込んだところに、パラメータ、変更をしてですね、ちょっとした歌い方とか、こういう質をですね、
So it's similar to other kinds of music synthesizer software where, for example, you have a piano roll looking matrix, and you click in boxes and has a melody line as well, but it also has other parameters that you can adjust slightly to make it happen. And I encourage you to try, I suppose. Play around with it. Yes, please.
So, I was wondering the vision for Miku or the social art in the future. For example, Sharon Apple from Macros, that in the future society there could be the possibility of some virtual figures becoming the idol of the interest. And do you think that's a possibility, or do you think that's a vision for such a video?
Yeah, so the question is, what is the future of Hatsune Miku? And there is this famous Japanese animation called Macross, which features a character called Sharon Apple, who becomes the leading idol in all the universe. Is this the kind of future that might be possible for Hatsune Miku?
That's a good thing. We're going to translate for question in English and then Japanese and then English to Japanese.
いろんなアイドルにの仕方があると思うんですよね。今日は本当に見てて思った動画を1個も触りだけお見せするんですね。こういう未来もあるっていう。
So there's many possibilities for Miku, but here is a video that we didn't show earlier.
Of course.
先ほどの恋するボーカロイドを作った彼女が作った12分間のミュージカルなんです。
So this is a 12-minute musical that was made. MMD? Okay. No, just a 12-minute musical that was made as an example of a possible future of sorts.
アイドルっていうのはこういうアイドルでもいいじゃないっていう。
So it could also be this kind of idol as well, not just the Sharon Apple.
だからクリエイターさんとそのファンの想像力がイマジネーションがいろんなアイドルの形を作っていくんだと思います。
So really it's a question of how the fans themselves imagine what an idol can be is the answer to the question of what Miku will become. Yeah, let's go all in the back here.
Have we seen an increase in the number of like fan-made concerts using the MMD software and kind of cheap projectors? And how do these kind of compare with the so-called official concerts?
You say that's MMD concert?
Has there been an increase in like fan-produced concerts using the Miku dance software?
But fan concert.
Projectors.
Official concert.
Like that? Yeah, like
Yeah, this is semi-official. There's one right here.
Yeah, I think I can answer this. The fan-made concert has just started, just started this year, and the official concert was started from like 2009. 2009. So the official concert still attracts many people, but maybe the fan-driven concert will increase in the future. So there was a little comment there, but decided that Miyata-san's answer was the right one. Okay, good. What else? Okay, go ahead, please.
Masataka-san, what would you say is your favorite Vocaloid song right now? And if you could work with anyone, who would you like to collaborate with for a video?
本当に、ボーカロイドの曲というのは本当に作曲者様が本当に数えきれないほど多くいて、本当に多くの、素晴らしい曲があるので、何か一つを選ぶというのはすごく難しいんですけれども、自分がそのボーカロイドを、本当に曲として曲というか、ボーカロイドに惹かれた、一番最初の、曲がですね、初めての音という曲がありまして、それが自分にとってすごく特別な曲でもあります。
So there are so many people making, countless people are making Vocaloid songs, and it's really impossible to point out all the ones that he so appreciates in the world. At the same time, one song stands out. Hajimete no Oto is the song, which translates as the first sound.
あともう一つ曲入れるならば、初めて自分がボーカロイドの PV を作るきっかけとなったシャイニングレインですね。
Another song I might throw out as one of my favorites is the song that I made my first music video around, Shining Ray, which is quite a remarkable video.
これはできる限りたくさんの方といろんな曲でやってみたいなと思っています。
And there really are just so many songs and so many people I would love to work with in the future. What else? Yeah.
Thank you all for coming. I just have a question. How to ask? Does Miko have like a boyfriend or something? Or is there a male voice that can go in this way as well?
It's me.みんなのボーイフレンドなの。みんながボーイフレンド。
Everyone can be a boyfriend.
You picked up the software.
There also is, yes, a male vocaloid character. The name is Kaito. K-A-I-T-O.
And then band name was.
So we have time for just one or two more questions. Let's go here first.
I was wondering about how long it takes to put the sound files for the lyrics together, and I actually have a second question, if that's okay. My mom is actually a huge fan of Miku Hatsune, and she wanted me to ask you, what's the significance of the green onion she throws around?
That might be a Wikipedia lookup one, but it's not too hard.
まずはじめにDV の制作期間ですけども、大体2週間です。一つ作るのに。
DD. So it generally takes them about 2 weeks to make these videos.
ネギに関してはスコアに
And the question of the shaking green onion leaf.
ネギはさっき見ていただいたこれですよね。この動画だよね。これが最初なんですね。これHatsuneが最初に持ちました。
So in the song Hatsune, it was the first time that she held this green onion.
これね、作者に聞いたんですよ。なぜネギ持ってたか。
So I asked the person who made this, why is she holding a green onion?
これトマトさんっていう方が書かれたんですけど、この絵が。
The tomato. So this is someone named Tamago, which means egg.
書いてる時にここにネギが置いてあったんですって。
Which was drawing, there was an onion.
でこれ私は面白いんじゃないかって。
As you're drawing, it says, oh, this looks kind of interesting. And I don't know, to add my little editorial here, I mean, I think it shows one of the things that this kind of media form is about, which is it's not necessarily the big idea behind it so much as it is that other people can pick it up and run with it. And I think that's always been true of media. I think it's something that we lose sight of when we think of producers and intention and authors as being what media is about. Okay, we have the last question over here. I guess we will. Okay.
Or さっきメディアと文化っていうメディアがどうやって文化に影響を与えるかっていうことを研究されてるみたいで、それでこの初音ミクというメディアは日本の文化とそれで世界の文化にどういう影響を与えているのか。
Why don't you ask in English for everybody else?
So my question is, in connection to Mark. What was talking about. So, as he's researching about the relation between media and culture, I was just wondering what kind of impact is near us in Japanese culture, and you will in the future.
Probably, I'm guessing that's a good question for tomorrow's keynote. And because Ito-san will spend some time talking about the ideas behind this. But, you know, I guess if one of the ways I would answer this is that the impact is still being determined. You know, I think at one level we see a huge growing interest in Japan. I think after the tsunami and the earthquake and the nuclear crisis in March, that kind of connection that people felt for Japan, partly driven by popular culture, turned out to be a very deep emotional connection as well, and that it sort of excites and amplifies the feelings within social networks. And I do think that media and culture has that effect, not so much because it's Japanese, but because Japan is a real place. And then we get a sense of that reality, that intensity of human emotion that is everywhere in the world, but that it's very hard often to get connection to. But I do believe that popular culture is a very powerful way for that connection to emerge and deepen. It's a really great question, but it's a big question, and in some ways it's really the theme of the whole thing we're doing over a couple of days. I want to get one last question right here. Jennifer, do you want to do that one?
I was curious what the process is for when fans produce videos, how Krypton goes about actually using the end of the videos with the costumes that are on TV for official things like obviously or the conference. I would think that they would, go talk to the producers of the original TV script, but could you just talk a little bit about the process that goes on?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So that before using any of it officially, they get the permission of the producers. They always confirm. Yeah, and again, there's a lot more information. That's a quick answer. I want to thank you for the Q&A. What we're going to move to is to watch some of this pilot film of Mikunopolis, which Mr. Fukuoka was the director of, and which is related to this concert that happened in Los Angeles in July at Anime Expo at the Nokia Center. If some of you have to leave before then, that's okay. But so if you have to sneak out, you can sneak out. But we're going to show it's about 30 minutes. So it's 30 minutes long. And it has. This is the New England debut. It's never been seen before. I guess it was shown at New York Comic Con. So if anybody was there, but it's probably more food, though. Good luck getting to it.